All right, hello again. So today we're going to talk about the quadratic formula. In class, I will go through the actual derivation of the formula and kind of where it comes from, but I'm not going to do this on a video, or I might record a second video on that. But just know that we get the quadratic formula by completing the square from the standard form of a quadratic. If you go through that whole process using just A, B's, and C's, you will actually get the quadratic formula. It is important we know this. If you go to YouTube, which you're on right now most likely, you can do a search for the quadratic formula song, and you'll get about 1,000 different results. One of my favorites is the Lego quadratic formula song. It's awesome. That's all I'm going to say about it. So if you want a little kind of a jingle to help you remember the quadratic formula, I personally recommend the Lego quadratic formula song. You can thank me later. But in this video, I just want to go through some examples. There's not a whole lot to talk about with the quadratic formula other than putting the numbers in correctly, watching the signs, and then cleaning them up. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start through these. The one thing I do want to be super picky about, and I think all your teachers would be picky about, would be when you write it, make sure the whole thing is all over 2a, okay? And also make sure your square root is covering that b squared minus 4ac part, okay? So remember, it has to be in standard form. If it's not equal to 0, we'll have a couple examples at the bottom where it's not equal to 0, but it has to be equal to 0, and then you have your a, b, and c. So your a is 1, your b is 8, and your c is 3, and then it's just a plug and chug, right? So you got x equals -8. It's a good idea when you're first plugging in those numbers to always use parentheses. That way you don't get caught out by the signs or something like that. So 4 times 1 times 3, all divided by 2a, or 2 times 1. And then from there you just clean it up. So we have x equals, again, that's a -8, plus or minus the square root of 8 squared is 64, minus 4 times 1 times 3 is 12, all over 2. And we clean up that inside. X equals -8 plus or minus the square root of, let's see, that's 52 over 2. Now, for the purposes of this video, I am not going to simplify that any longer. I can. But I am all about mathematical equivalence. And if we get this cleaned up to this spot, I am going to be satisfied. Okay. Now, I will say, just as a side note, if you're getting ready to take the ACT or the TSI or some kind of standardized test, it's multiple choice, you will have to know how to simplify because you will not see an answer in this format. But I'll do a separate video just on simplifying radicals and kind of taking these answers and getting it in final, most simplified form. But for right now, that's where I'm going to stop. Okay, so that's really all there is to it. So there's a couple more examples here. So you got 3 more examples on your screen. Go ahead and pause the video right now and work through those. Take a few minutes, work through those, and then I will come back and I'll zip through the answers pretty quickly. And there's 2 more examples I want to go through at the very bottom. Okay, so for this one, again, we're just plugging in all the numbers. So x equals -6 plus minus square root of -6 squared minus 4 times 2 times 1, all over 2 times 2. And again, watch your sign. So it's going to be a +6 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus 8. Remember, anything squared is always positive, all over 4. So x equals 6 plus or minus 36 minus 8 is 28, all divided by 4. Same deal. Is this simplified? No. Can it be simplified? Yes. We'll do that later, but this is acceptable. This is mathematically equivalent to what the simplified answer would be. Number 3, x equals negative 1 plus minus square root of 1 squared minus 4 times 3 times negative 1, all divided by 2 times 3. X equals negative 1 plus minus square root of 1. Notice this is a positive. Negative 4 times 3 times negative 1, so plus 12 over 6. Now in this case, that's negative 1 plus minus root 13 over 6. This is all we can do. This cannot be simplified because 13 is a prime number. So that is all we can do on this one. So that would be my final answer in any event. And let's go and do number 4 also. So x equals negative 4 plus minus square root of negative 4 squared minus 4 times negative 5 times positive 5. Remember, there's your A, B, and C. All divided by 2 times negative 5. 2 negative make a positive. Negative 4 squared is 16. And again, negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20, times another 5 is 100. All over negative 10. Can be simplified. I'll write that over here. So 4 plus or minus root 116 over negative 10. And again, for our purposes in this video, that's going to be just fine. And I will do the simplification process a little bit later on. Last two. So notice, and at the very top of the page here, I did say when the quadratic is in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Notice these first 4, they were all equal to 0, so it was fine. So that was my a, b, and c value. But notice these last 2, they are not equal to 0. So before you do anything else, if you have to move things across an equal sign, do that little bit of algebra so it's equal to 0, and then do the quadratic formula. So in this case, I've got to add 8 to both sides, and it would be x squared minus 10x plus 8 equals 0. And now I can use the quadratic formula. So x equals negative 10, negative 10 squared minus 4 times 1 times 8, all over 2 times 1. Clean it up. X equals positive 10 plus or minus, that's 100. Again, always going to be positive, minus 32 over 2. And that's going to be 10 plus or minus the square root of 68 over 2. And again, mathematically equivalent, good. Go ahead and pause the video one more time. Do that last one. Kind of, again, we've got to make sure it's equal to 0 first, and then we'll do that last one and wrap up. So the first thing we got to do here is add 5x. And again, make sure and write it in order, just so you don't get your letters kind of mixed up here. So it'd be 3x squared plus 5x minus 4 equals 0. And then those are my a, b, and c. a3, b5, c negative 4. So x equals negative 5 plus minus square root of 5 squared minus 4 times 3 times negative 4, all divided by 2 times 3. x equals -5 plus minus square root of 25. -4 times 3 is -12. -12 times -4 is positive 48. All divided by 6, which is equal to -5 plus minus the square root of 73 over 6. And this is another one. 73 is a prime number, cannot be simplified, so that would be my final answer, as simple as it gets. Number 1, 2, 4, and 5 could be simplified, but again, we're all about mathematical equivalence. So that's using the quadratic formula. We'll have a short assignment on that in the next class period. If you have some questions, you'll have an opportunity to ask them then. Again, just plug in the numbers, make sure your quadratic is equal to 0. Until next time, stay safe.